All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to break down a really interesting tech review from Inman. It's about a tool that could completely change one of the most frustrating parts of any real estate deal, the home inspection.
So let's just dive right in with this really powerful question from the author Craig C. Rowe. It just gets right to the heart of the matter. A huge point of friction when you're buying a house. I mean, think about it, right? You hire an inspector and their report is like the absolute truth. But if the other side hired that exact same inspector, suddenly everything's questionable? How does that make any sense? It's this weird, bizarre dynamic, and that's really what we're digging into today. And yeah, that's his final word on the whole traditional inspection process. He doesn't just say it's inefficient, he flat out calls it nonsensical. And that really sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? It shows why new tech isn't just some cool, nice-to-have gadget. No, it's absolutely essential if we're ever going to fix this broken system and bring some trust back into it. Okay, so what's the fix for this old, broken way of doing things? Well, let me introduce you to Paraspot AI. It's a startup that's tackling this problem head-on, and they've got a totally new way of looking at it.
So, what is Paraspot? Well, at its heart, it's an app for your phone. The whole idea is super simple, actually. It uses the incredibly powerful camera and microphone that you're already carrying around in your pocket to completely streamline how we document and, this is the important part, how we actually understand what's going on with a property's condition.
And look, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. Paraspot is a real company, and they are moving fast. I mean, they started out in Israel, launched here in the US in early 2024, and almost immediately locked down $1.5 million in funding. And word on the street is they're about to announce a huge industry partnership. That could be a total game changer for them. Okay, so the company's definitely got momentum, but how does this thing, how does it actually work? Well, the real magic is how it takes this super complex, super slow process and just makes it, well, almost ridiculously simple. So first, let's just quickly break down the tech behind it all. It's called computer vision. And all that really means is we're teaching computers to see and understand the world, kind of like we do. You've actually used it a million times. It's the same AI that lets your phone find all the pictures of your friend, by recognizing their face. But here, instead of looking for faces, it's been trained to hunt for things like cracks in the drywall or problems with an appliance. And using the app itself, it's so simple, it's brilliant. It's just 3 steps. You literally just walk through the house with your phone, hit record, and talk about what you're seeing. That's it. The AI does all the heavy lifting for you. It transcribes what you say, it flags any issues it spots in the video, and then it bundles everything up into a neat, professional report. And here's the real kicker: the time it takes to get that report back. I mean, we're not talking about waiting for hours or even days like you normally would. No, we are talking minutes. If you have ever been on pins and needles waiting for an inspection report to come through, you know that this kind of speed is an absolute game changer. And this is a great look at what the AI is actually capable of seeing. It's been trained to find all those common but super important little flaws. Stuff like a little bit of wall damage, a doorknob that's missing, maybe a tiny crack in a tile. It's designed to catch all that little stuff that's so easy for the human eye to just miss. So you might be wondering, who is this actually for? Is it just for home inspectors? And the answer is no, not at all. The potential uses for this are way, way bigger than just your standard home sale. Really, the key here is just how versatile it is. I mean, just think about it. A property manager could get a perfect, standardized report for every single move-in and move-out. A contractor could create a visual punch list right there on the spot. An agent could give a buyer who's across the country a super detailed walkthrough. A short-term rental manager, they could document damage, like instantly. It's basically one tool that can do a dozen different jobs. What's also really interesting is how this kind of shifts the power dynamic. For the very first time, regular people, tenants, homeowners, they can create these super detailed, really credible reports all by themselves. And think about what that means for, say, a maintenance crew. They can see the exact problem before they even show up, which means they can bring the right parts and fix it on the first try. That's huge. All right, let's pull back a little bit and look at the bigger picture. How does a tool like this fit into the massive changes AI is bringing to the entire real estate industry? This really lays out the fundamental shift perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way, reactive, full of distrust, causing delays. And on the right, you have the new way, proactive, totally transparent. Instead of the buyer having to order their own inspection and slowing everything down, a seller can just provide one of these AI reports right from the start. Think of it like a new essential part of the listing, right alongside the 3D tour. And the author, Craig Rowe, makes a pretty bold prediction. He says, look, this kind of tech, it's not going to be a niche thing for very long. He's betting that the big players, companies like Matterport, are going to build this exact kind of feature right into their own platforms. So the takeaway is clear. Paraspot might be one of the first, but what they're doing, that's a preview of what's about to become the new industry standard.
So let's leave you with this final thought to chew on. If tools like this make it super easy, super cheap, and super fast to give everyone a credible report right up front, are we watching the end of that frantic, last-minute buyer beware inspection scramble? I mean, the technology for this more transparent future, it's not coming soon. It's already here. The only real question left is, how fast is the rest of the industry going to catch up?